For the New York Times and the International Herald Tribune, this is Suzy Menkes in Paris with Alber Elbaz from Lanvin. Alber Elbaz is one of the few designers who's really marked the history of fashion in the 20th century, mostly because he thinks about women first and dressing them second.
I think that there is a very interesting time for women because it's almost, I could say, it's a bit of a confusing moment for women. Because on one hand, I feel that women want to have colors, but they're wearing black. They want to have short, but they're wearing long. They want to have masculine clothes, but they're looking for fragility and feminine pieces. So it's quite difficult to put the point of what do women want. And I do ask women, what do you want? And you know what they tell me, Suzy? I want a dress with 2 sleeves. I did a lot of stretches this season. Almost the whole collection is about stretch. And it's about jersey, it's about new stretch, and it's about natural stretch. And then it was all about molding. And then you kind of caress the body, you hug the body. For me, I always said an interesting way of dressing is when you see a woman with a dress and not a dress with a woman. Women are getting into a silhouette that is very linear, but they are also very fragile, more than ever. So I have the very pure and I have the very, very maximalist, one next to each other. And I think that the fact that we can offer different things, this is what I define modern today. So it's not about one point of view and one story, because women are too strong today. They can make up their mind. They will decide what to wear, when, how. We can just offer and be there.
He's had quite a long career, starting with Geoffrey Beene in the United States and then working with Yves Saint Laurent in Paris. So he's got a very strong background of cut and shape. Always behind everything he does is this approach that women should come first. It's certainly paid off at Lanvin. The house, which was more or less moribund when he took over, has now become one of the strongest and most sought-after collections in Paris.
You know, I think I'm the luckiest man in the world on that term. I work with 2 of my biggest mentor. I mean, with Geoffrey Beene, before he passed away, I called him, he was in the hospital. And I told him, Mr. Beene, I have to tell you one thing, and I'm going to be really corny once again. And he said, what is it, Alber? And he could hardly talk. And I said, I think that everything I know is you. You taught me everything. And what he taught me more than anything, that fashion is not a sketch. It's not a front and a back, but it's what's in between. And then, after 7.5 years, I moved to Paris, and then I was introduced to Mr. Saint Laurent. And that was another beautiful experience, because what I saw there is the electricity that clothes can bring to life. I hope that, you know, one day, in many years when I'll be gone, I mean, my assistant said we work with Alber and we learn something. I'm not a teacher, but I think that what I feel in our company, that it's almost like a big family, and that's what we are. We come and we go, but we stay.
This is Suzy Menkes in Paris with Alber Elbaz of Lanvin for the International Herald Tribune and the New York Times.